Just talk all the time to our guys. Fun's in the winning, and it's good to see our guys have a little fun down in the locker room. But today, really, to be honest with you, was a culmination of a great week. It was a great week of practice, and I really saw what I was hoping to see, and that was very, very good focus for 4 quarters. And there was absolutely no let up. We played a ton of people, but our backups continued to go in and play to a standard. I'm very proud. I don't know exactly what we gave up to them last year, but I know this team, South Carolina State, scored 63 points last week, and but we only gave up 44 total yards and 7 yards rushing. That's hard to do, and really proud of our defense. Thought they were tremendous. Shutout by the defense. I don't think they even gave up a first down until maybe the last drive of the first half. The pick 6, that was great to see. Anytime you can score on defense. So really just think that we grew up a little bit. We were much more in tune to playing every snap with the sense of urgency that I think you got to play with to be a great team and a great defense especially. We talked a lot about that this week. Offensively, a lot of guys touch the ball, and that's when we're at our best. I think 8 guys scored. Fun to see a lot of our young guys. I think we had one drive where it was just all freshmen going down the field, and really happy to see some of those guys. 730 yards. Artavis Scott, broke Sammy Watkins' freshman record. Sammy's a pretty good player around here, and good to see Artavis have a great home opener, 164 yards, and tremendous effort. I think that's the first time ever to have 2 quarterbacks throw for 150-plus yards. Cole was, 21 of 32 or something like that, 302 yards, and Deshaun Watson, 154 yards. Made a couple of great plays with his legs. One in particular that jumps out at me was avoiding a sack where they really had him. And that's just DNA, and just that's what that young man can do. So really proud of how our quarterbacks performed. Great to see the running game get going. We were going to really give those young guys an opportunity to show what they could do today. And I think y'all saw what we've seen in practice and what we've been excited about with Wayne Gallman. And I think he led us today in rushing, but Wayne Gallman and Adam Choice. So it was good. We got the Wayne train going today, and we got the right choice out there getting after it. So and Adam Choice, maybe the best run he had all night was right at the end right before we took a knee. Just carried about 4 guys. He is going to be a good player. I thought DJ did an excellent job as well, and same thing with CJ. So those 4 guys, to be able to get them that quality of experience in these first couple games is going to pay huge dividends for us as we move through the season. Really pleased with what I saw out of J.J. McCullough. Last week we didn't really do a whole lot with our tight ends in the passing game, but we did see some promise in the running game, and then J.J. coming back this week and really kind of picking up where he left off last week, and then also making some plays in the passing game. Really proud of him. I think he had 3 catches for 61 yards. And then Tuesday, everybody in here was, asking me, when we're going to fire Lake up. He missed 1 kick, and good to see him come back today and have 4 kicks, 4 for 4. So that's great for his confidence, and he's 4 out of 5 on the year now, and hopefully he can continue to build on that. I believe it was 4 out of 4. Wasn't it 4? 3 for 3. Okay, 3 for 3 today. And just really a good job with him. But next up for us, grade this film. We'll actually meet with our players tomorrow since they'll be off on Friday. We're going to bring them in tomorrow, put this game to bed. I'm excited to watch this tape. I'm actually going to watch it tonight. I'm excited to watch it because I know what I'm going to see. And, want to put this one to bed and get on to the next one. Conference play starts next for us. We got an open date. Should be a very healthy team by the time we head down to Tallahassee. Not just conference play, but division play, and not just division play, but the #1 team in all the land. So it's a great opportunity for us. It's not often that you get a chance to play the #1 team in the country and Florida State has earned that. So it's a great opportunity to go down there, and we know we'll have to play tremendously well to have a chance. But overall, very pleased with our team and how they responded from a difficult loss last week with absolutely no letdown for 4 quarters, and to be able to really get a lot of guys in the game and a lot of guys have a chance to play and to see them play well. That was something that I think is very positive that we can build on. And with that, I'll take your questions.
It sounded like when we talked to Brent on Tuesday that it was going to be a pretty miserable week for the defense based on the second half. Did they come out and sustain that level of play that you expected?
Yeah, I mean, it was just dominant performance. I mean, for 4 quarters. I mean, I mean, just tremendous. I mean, the line of scrimmage was completely controlled by our guys up front, and you know, South Carolina State's got a pretty good offensive line. 3 guys that we recruited, but you know, and they've got some capable, skilled guys. But you know, our guys were relentless today. They weren't playing South Carolina State; they were playing Clemson. And you know, it was again a culmination of a great week of practice. And we talked a lot about focusing every play, playing with a great sense of urgency, and everybody, 11 guys. You know, everything works better when you have 11 guys doing their job. And we had a lot of mental errors last week, a lot of mental errors on both sides of the ball. And we wanted to see our team grow mentally this week. You know, physically we know we're very capable, we're talented, we got depth, we got experience. You know, we got all the big things, but it's the little things that separate the elite teams. And we didn't do the little things that we need to do to have a chance to win last week. We didn't deserve to win, and you know, but we were in position to win. And you know, but mentally we needed to grow up this week, and I think we did. I think we made great strides. And you know, I can't wait. Like I said, can't wait to watch the tape so we can coach off the positive just as much as you coach off for the negative from last week, and keep moving forward. You know, got 2 weeks to get a good plan together, and you know, get ready for this next one.
Other than Cole's accumulated experience within this program, is there much separating he and Deshaun competitively right now?
There's still Cole was definitely still, from a whole package standpoint, he's still a little bit ahead, but not a tremendous amount. I mean, you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that number 4 is pretty special. He is a very, very talented player, and you know, Chad's doing a good job with you know, kind of accentuating the things that he does well. And you know, we've done, I think, a nice job in getting him started and building his confidence, and it's just going to continue to grow. So you know, the biggest thing is just the experience factor. That's really the main thing. You know, Cole's been around here, and Cole's playing well. I mean, Cole's played very, very well. He's a great leader for us, but you know, we got something special in number 4. I mean, it's easy to see, and we'll continue to you know, play him and continue to bring him along. And ain't nothing wrong with having 2 really good quarterbacks. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Do you like having an open date going into such a big game? Does it really matter? I mean, the schedule being the schedule. You
know, I personally, I don't like open dates early in the year, regardless of who you play. I like to go play. You know, I like to play. I've always preferred to play 3, 4, 5, you know, 6 ball games before you have an open date. But I don't control any of that, so I don't really sit around and worry about it. It is what it is. But I mean, if I was doing the schedule, I'd go play 3 or 4 games, you know, 5 games, and then maybe have an open date. You know, just get going, get in that rhythm. You know, you play well, you can't wait to go play again. And then sometimes, you know, you look at it and it's a blessing because you maybe have some key guys hurt or something like that you might get back. But we're in pretty good shape from a health standpoint. I don't think we had any issues today. I don't think I had a trainer. In fact, I know not one trainer came to me all day, with the exception of Sharon cut his ear. Had to have some stitches put in his ear. How that happens, I have no idea. But that's about the only thing that we had all day long. I'm hopeful that you know, we'll get Sam back by the time we go down there, but I don't know, you know, but certainly back here in the near future.
Given the way the Florida State game went last year, do you have it circled on your calendar before the season starts?
No. I mean, we just, You know, that one's over. We got our butts kicked last year and didn't even really give ourselves a chance. And if we make those same mistakes, we go out there and turn it over 4 times, we'll get our tails kicked again. That's just a fact. You know, last year was a frustrating game because we just never really even got a chance to go really compete and see what we could do against a great football team. You know, we fumble the first play of the game, and then we come back and throw a ball on the ground, and they scoop it and score. And you can't make those type of mistakes. You don't have that kind of room for error against elite teams. And we thought they were a great team at the time, and they turned out to be the national champion. So the only team in the country to be undefeated, and they ain't lost yet. We just circled Georgia because that was the opener. We knew what our opener was, and then we just go to the next one. You know, I mean, really, that's all we can do is play one at a time, and then live with whatever result we get and go to the next one. That's what we try to do.
Will we see Deshaun even more against Florida State, do you think?
No, I think we'll continue to manage that situation like we've been doing. And, you know, again, that depends on performance. You're not going to see Deshaun Moore if he goes in and plays awful. And you're not going to see Cole Stout a ton if he plays terrible. I mean, you know, they got to play well. That's the whole deal. And both those guys are competing and playing really, really good. But we're not going to just play people to play them. They got to earn that playing time. And I think that Cole Stout, again, is – I know y'all want a quarterback controversy, and I know y'all want to start the backup. And as soon as we make that switch and Deshaun had a bad game, then y'all, well, when's Cole going back in? And, you know, we're not getting into that. If we have a quarterback change, I'll let you know. Let's give respect to both those guys. Cole Stout has earned the right to be the starter, and he has done nothing to not be the starter. He's played great. He's played great. And, you know, we need to recognize that. And Deshaun Watson is exactly what I told y'all he was, special. He's special young talent. And when he's got the opportunity to play, he's performed well. Outside of one series, he didn't play good in that one series against Georgia, but he's played very well. But that's what we coach him to do, and that's what we expect him to do. That's why we went and recruited him, and that's why we're playing him, because we think he deserves to play, and he's earned it. And as long as he continues to play well, you're going to continue to see him. And, you know, if somewhere down the road we have some type of change because somebody all of a sudden just decides that they're going to be a bad player, then you deal with it. But we're in a good situation.
How was Cole handled? Great.
He's played great. I mean, he just goes out there and plays. You know, you can't sit around. If Cole's sitting around worrying about what a freshman's doing, then he's probably not going to be a good player. He's got to be focused on what he's doing. And that's exactly what he's dialed in on. And he's played very well. Threw for 302 yards today, and y'all want to ask me about Deshaun. That's a shame. It really is. Guy just threw for, a ton of yards, 22 of 31. I mean, he's played well. And played well last week, too. He did his part.
Given the fact that you've regained some traction in the week since the Georgia game, and you're feeling pretty good about where you are at this point, is there any area that concerns you that you have to work on hardest the next couple weeks?
I just think we got to continue to grow our team mentally. I think that's the biggest thing. I think physically we're very capable. We've got good experience. You know, we're adding to that. I think we've got good depth, which we're continuing to add to as well. It's good to see our special teams. Good to see, like I said, Ammon was obviously a concern because he'd only had one kick attempt. You know, good to see him go out and get some good experience today. I feel great about our punting game. Good to see our coverage improve today in some areas. That's why I specifically kicked short all day, because I want to practice coverage. I want to practice guys. I want to see guys be disciplined and do what we're coaching them to do in the run lanes and waggling the right way and playing with hat and hands and all that stuff. And I think we improved there. But as far as, our football team, I just think we got to continue to grow mentally, in some spots. But I think we got a good team. We're 1-1. I wish we were 2-0, but we got 10 more. And we'll, if we continue to improve and if we can build on this win, just like we built on last week's loss, then I think we can grow another step. And it's going to take a great effort and a tremendous performance to have a chance to win down in Tallahassee. That's for sure. They're not going to just roll over. We're going to get everybody's best shot. That's a fact. Everywhere we go, we're going to get everybody's A game. And nobody's going to underestimate or overlook Clemson just because of the consistency that we've performed with for several years. And, but if we'll continue to build off of them one at a time, then I think we'll be just fine.
Do you recall last year at the Florida State game, was the sideline deflated quicker than you would have hoped or expected just after a few negative plays early on?
No, I mean, I think they're just, there was a frustration because, again, there were some things, especially defensively. I mean, there's 17 points on the board, and they've hardly even broken a sweat. And, I think there was some frustration from that standpoint. And, because, these guys, they all know that you don't have a lot of room for error when you're playing in those type of games. And, you don't want to have those self-inflicted mistakes. And we've got to improve in those areas, and we're doing a pretty good job taking care of the ball. I mean, the turnover by Fleming right there at the end was very disappointing because your defense has a shutout, has a score on the offense, but that's one thing I am very pleased with to this point is our quarterbacks are doing a good job making good decisions, taking care of the ball, and good to see the defense get that pick six today. But I do want to see us create more turnovers. I think if there's one thing that I'd like to see. I'd like to see us have that 2-3 turnover type of game defensively.
How do you manage the level of confidence knowing that you guys have an open date next week and you won't play for another 2 weeks? Manage
the level of confidence. Yeah. We're going to turn on the film tomorrow, and you're playing the #1 team in the country. I mean, our guys are confident. Somebody asked me this week, what do I have to do to build the confidence back in our team? And it caught me off guard because, I mean, we lost a game to a really good team at their place. I mean, our guys are confident, and there's no reason to not be confident. They're not cocky or arrogant, but they're confident in their abilities. I mean, this is a football team that's won a bunch of games. You got a bunch of seniors that have won a bunch of games, so why would they not be confident? You want your team to think the right way and think positively and all that stuff. But when we turn the tape on and we watch Florida State, they know quickly that, hey, it's going to take a great effort and a great performance to beat this bunch. There's a whole long line of folks that haven't been able to do it. We get our shot. We're getting our chance, and looking forward to it.
Chad said he'd rather not have an open date.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying earlier. I mean, I don't know who asked the question in here. I mean, if I had my rathers, I would prefer to have an open date, after 4 or 5 games and have a chance to play. But like I said, you don't control that. And then again, sometimes you might have a guy that's hurt, and you go, boy, I'm glad I got this open date early. You never know. But just in general, I've never liked open dates after 2 ball games. I like to kind of get a little rhythm going. But like I said, that's something we don't control.
Choice to start Jay over Ryan in center?
Just practice. You got to practice well. And, Ryan's missed a little practice and got a little sick. And Jay's out there grinding every day, and he earned it. He deserved it.
Anything else?
Coach, with so many young guys on this team, do you draw on that experience of playing in a tough environment last week for those guys? Obviously, that's probably the only thing they have to draw on before going to the tough environment 2 weeks from now, another tough game.
Yeah, that's why you play those games. I mean, that's why you play them, to try to prepare your football team. Obviously, you want to win, I think our program is where it is because we've played in games like that. We've played in big games against national opponents. We've won a bunch of them, and you're not going to probably win them all, but we've won a bunch, probably more than our share, and that's helped our program more than anything. When you beat LSU and Georgia and Ohio State's, those type of programs, Auburn, you build what you need within your program, the confirmation of your culture and the way you do things. And sometimes you get beat in those games, but you grow from that too. When you've experienced that, you're not overwhelmed when you get in those moments. You know what to expect. But if you don't put your team in those situations, then I don't think you're doing them a service. And I think our guys, with the conference that we play in, in the out-of-conference games that we play, they're well prepared mentally and physically for what they have to do and how they have to play to have a chance to compete and win those games. So last week's game, I think, gives us an opportunity. There's a lot of teams that don't play nobody. They don't play anybody for 3 or 4 games or whatever. And, they're 3 and 4 and 0, and everybody's great and all that kind of stuff. But I like the fact that our guys, have played good people this early in the season.
Anything else?
All right. Thanks, guys.